Hello everyone, FAI here or I here, and welcome to my easy XP farm, or how to get to an easy XP farm in Elden Ring. And I'm going to be showing you this from basically the get-go or the beginning, so that it's basically proof that this can be done from the very start, and you don't have to really go, from a certain point of the game to get to this farm. So yeah, I will warn you that this might break some quest lines, as I'm not fully aware if it does, but I don't think it does. But you can, take my word with some grain of salt and just a little bit of a warning. Anyway, you probably are wondering, how can we level up quickly? How do we get to leveling up quickly? Well, once you've gotten your co-op stuff and, you've activated the co-op, whatnot, in this starting area from the first site, or the first, landmark or Lost Grace, and you got your golden finger and stuff, we will basically start the journey of getting to, the easy XP farm, where you can basically make loads of unlimited XP for almost without fighting. Basically, you don't have to fight at all once you get to this XP farm. But anyway, with that being said, we're moving into the church here, which is the second Lost Grace that you'll get. You can grab that item that I did there, and then, at the Church of Elis here, we're pretty much going to be starting our journey going forward. And yeah, you'll see how, this character, which is one of my alt characters, have almost 211,000 XP, and they're in this weird, strange area that many people probably are wondering, like, how did I get here? How do you get to this point? Well, that's what I'm here to show you, and that's what I'm going to show you, is how to get to this XP part and get to this XP farm and have as much XP as this character does, or any character. But going back to this character, which is the starting character, I'll show you the points and the direction to get into the right place or the right spot. Alright then, so with that having been said, and with things moving forward, if you will, yeah, let's go ahead and move into what you gotta do to make this spot a idea, or make this journey. So, of course, we're starting at the church. You can see how this is a brand new character. There's nothing, being seen. Go ahead and, of course, start at this Lost Grace point here that I'm kind of showing you. Go ahead and light it up, and, we'll start our journey. Of course, if you're starting at the beginning like this character is, we'll have the tutorial. I am resting here just to reset some stuff, and of course, set up my flasks and whatnot. But yeah, moving on with our journey, we're going to go to the smithing tool, grab our smithing stone here, and then we'll talk to this vendor here. He'll give you some stuff, he'll give you some items. Merchant Kale is, I would ask him to recommend you something, and, to start the journey, and then you could ask him or talk to him and ask him about himself and everything. But yeah, obviously take his recommendation of getting the crafting kit, and I would also recommend getting the torch. You should also have enough for the torch, so get the torch and you'll be on your journey. But with that being said, you'll get the tutorial stuff as per usual. And moving on, I'm just going to sort out my inventory so that you can see what I'm wearing. Of course, here we're just kind of taking out some people because, as you can see, taking out people normally is very, very slow. We're going to make our way over to this camp here, where you'll see that fire spot, or that Lost Grace. We'll get that later, but for now, we're just kind of sneaking our way through the camp. We're going to go to this chest here, open up this chest, and grab the long sword here. If you're a great sword user, that'll be good for you. Of course, going here to this little monolith, if you will. we're going to grab the map, and once we found the map, we'll make our way over to this Lost Grace on the outskirts of the map. Alright, so once you rest at this Lost Grace site, you'll get a little cutscene, and we will meet our maiden, if you will, on this part. I'm sure many of you have probably watched this scene multiple times, so I'm just going to skip it, but, you know, we meet the maiden, Melina, we get our horse, or our steed, and now we can finally start kind of galloping across the map, or free roaming the map. The horse is very important, so make sure that you set the horse into a position that's pretty useful. In this case, for me, I use it on my rotating thing. And yeah, we'll head to get the smithing stone on this bridge here, and keep moving forward into these ruins where we'll fight this Pumpkinhead, or Mad Pumpkinhead boss. It did take me a little while to understand this boss and get used to it in mage fighting, but you know, once you do, you'll see it's pretty simple, honestly, to fight this guy. But yeah, don't worry, he's not that hard to fight in general. I mean, he's a little bit of a task, but you know, once you know kind of how to make an effective use of fighting him, aka trying to, you know, have the spell fire at him as soon as he leaves himself open for an attack, yeah, you're pretty much good to go. You should be pretty decent. You shouldn't have too many issues, and well, yeah, you'll see. It's not really as hard as it seems. I mean, obviously, you know, there is a little bit of a learning curve, of course, and you're going to have to figure out when's the best time to open up on the attack. Most time you'll be able to get one spell on him, but, you know, try not to get too overly greedy. I know that's happened to me plenty of times, especially in this fight. I ended up getting a little greedy from time to time, but in the end, I mean, obviously, I managed to make it work and we win the fight. So once you have this enemy filed, though, you'll just rest at this great site so that you can come back if you're a mage or even just a spellblade to get your spells, because obviously this is the person who will be your main spell seller in a sense, or in a way, for sales or whatever spells you really need. So make sure that you talk to her, get your spell seller up, and, you know, of course, take her apprenticeship. And yeah, at this point, we're going to look at some spells. I do buy spell, I believe, which is the what's it called? The Crystal Barrage. But obviously, you know, there are a few spells that you, as a spellblade you'll get, but I'll explain that later. Once you've done that, go to this spot here and get the Academy Scroll. The Academy Scroll is very useful for not only spellblades, but also for spell users or mages like me, like this character is. Give the spell to, or the Academy Scroll to the sorceress, and now you'll unlock a few extra spells, which are good. Definitely would recommend. From here, we're just going to be kind of going to this giant, and we're going to get some smithing stones. So make sure that this giant, or try to make sure that this giant, you know, destroys the statue so you can get the smithing stones here. As you know, or as you may realize after a while, yeah, there's going to be some times where you're going to need to upgrade your weapons and stuff. From there, if you did get hurt, or if you do need to reset for any reason, you can go to this Lost Grace here, which is just a small little shack, and yeah, you'll get some Ashes of War, which I'll explain Ashes of War in another video. But from that point on, we're moving on to the bridge, and of course, first we're going to rescue our little pot friend here, Alexander, and well, pop him out of the hole that he's in. So, you know, once you popped him out of the hole, he'll thank you. You'll get a, of course, you'll get, of course, an emote that you can use, and he'll tell you exactly where he's going. But either way, you know, just pop him out of his little hole, get him out of there, talk to him, you know. And yeah, we'll go to this, of course, Lost Grace here by this bridge, and make our way into the second part of the journey to, well, leveling up, or getting to the unlimited XP farm, or the XP farm. It is basically an unlimited XP farm, but you know, this is going to be the XP farm that we're going to be making our way to. So from here, of course, I decided to make a backtrack here because I wanted to grab a few other things. So we're going to grab this chest here in that first camp that we went to and go to that Lost Grace that, if you remember at the beginning I showed you, was at the beginning, because again there's a few things that I wanted to get here. So we're making a U-turn to get to this Lost Grace here. I believe we talked to Melina here just to get some story. She talks to us or tells us some things that are interesting or at least knowledgeable for the story. So talk to her whenever you get a chance, and eventually she'll invite you to go to the round table. But at this point, we're making our way to Stormhill, where we grab that little tree seed there, or golden seed, and then to this Lost Grace here, where we talk to a girl that's in the shack. So first we're going to grab the stone key over here, which is important item to grab. I would recommend grabbing it. And then in this Stormhill shack, we talk to this lady here, who will give us our, not only stance, but jellyfish that we can basically use to summon at some point. So we're going to take this jellyfish spirit, and we'll be able to summon them eventually. We learned about it, but we have to go back to Church of Elias and talk to our mage friend here, Reyna, who will give us the power to summon our spirits after she asks us if we are the one who can use Torrent or summon Torrent. So once she gives us that, we get the items to summon Torrent. So we're going to set our spirits here, or I set my spirits here so that they can be summoned at any point in time. And then we move on to continuing forward, but not after Reyna gives us some other warnings before talk before she leaves. From that point, we go back to Stormhill and that bridge that you saw me go on earlier, or make the Lost Grace for earlier, and we make our way over to this smithing tool or smithing stone here, which again will be useful for upgrading. At that point, we make our way over to this man here, who tells us about himself and of course the Tarnish, and we make our way over to another fight that will help us unlock a spirit that's fairly easy to unlock if we're careful, but not before we of course go to this Lost Grace here, which we'll use as a checkpoint in case anything goes wrong. Alright, so from here you're basically going to fight these guys in the village, or this boss in the village. He's a boat wielder, or he's just kind of a boatman. He's not really that hard to beat. He just kind of wanders around the area and plays hide and seek with you. But yeah, that's pretty much all he does. He'll summon skeletons to help him out, but realistically, this boss here in the village is pretty simple. I decided to beat this boss because he does offer a new spirit that you can summon, which is very, very useful in the end of the day, especially for this game. But, of course, like it is, he'll kind of be difficult depending on how you play and how you approach him. Not really difficult in the way of being, like, uber hard, but difficult in the sense of, like, he can be a little, I wouldn't say unpredictable, but the hide and seek game matched up with his skeletons can make this a overly difficult or a bit of an overwhelming fight. But it should be simple enough to defeat as long as you kind of understand what he's doing, and as long as you can kind of get the DPS up or the damage up as best as you can. Anyway, enjoy the rest of this fight, and yeah, I'll meet you in the next part or the next section of this video. Alright then, so after beating that boss, you got a death root and a new spirit. So we're now heading over to this church here. It took me a little while because I got a little confused on where the church was, but I found it after a while. Anyway, we're going to head to this church and we'll get a few special items. So, at Third Church of Marika, we're going to really start this journey to find this unlimited XP zone in a sense, or this great farming zone. So once we got that Lost Grace, we're going to go ahead and grab this Wondrous or Crystal tier, and we'll get the Wondrous Flask. We'll also get the Sacred tier here, which will allow us to start healing or getting more out of our healing, and of course FP. So of course we're going to mix this physique, so we're going to make this potion with physique and stuff. We'll talk to Mara. At this point, Mara will tell you about her. She'll tell you about things, and then we'll go ahead and use our golden flask if we had any seeds. We'll also use our cheers to increase that, but we can only increase it once at this point. And of course, level up and do what you need to. If you are allocating your flasks and whatnot, depending on where it is for you. After that, just do your little thing. And yeah, from here, yeah, we're going to be making our way over to the very first boss that kind of gives you a big cutscene in the tunnel. The tunnel here. Of course, level up if you feel like you necessarily need to, or level up as you necessarily feel like leveling. Do whatever you feel like is necessary to improve. Vigor or health will always be important, at least to keep you alive, so consider using or grabbing Vigor where you can. And yeah, from there, of course, activate the co-op if you need to, and yeah, make your way up to this fight. Now, it'll all depend on your situation if you win or lose. Obviously, in this case, I don't actually win this one, but, I'm going to just cut it here to when we are, reloading into this area. So, we did lose that fight, but that's okay. Now we'll unlock the round table, so that's the important part. So, yeah. She'll tell you that she's been questioning or testing you and seeing where you fit or if you are worthy of going to the round table and stuff. And of course, in this case, you already are, because Torrent, your horse, already knew. So we'll head over to the round table, and from the round table, we'll pretty much do our little ordeal of leveling up and stuff and getting some of our items preset for the journey ahead. So with that being said, yeah, let's go ahead and move into that. So here we are at the round table. Talk to everyone you can here. Tell them or ask them about things. Tell them what you're doing. You'll unlock, of course, spells or incantations from him. You'll talk to this guy again. He'll tell you we meet again, because if you met him like I did before, then he'll tell you all this. You can show him the death thing, and he'll kind of be impressed, I guess you could say. But yeah, I'll meet you all after we've talked to all these people and I've done all the stuff here to move on to the next part of this, quest, if you will. Okay, so now that we've talked to them, we've gone back to Third Church of Marika, and from the Third Church of Marika, this is where we really start our journey to the farm, or the XP farm, the unlimited XP farm, if you will. So, we'll go from here at the Third Church of Marika. We already got our map location to a teleporter from, the guy we talked to. So, we're going to use that teleporter, but if you don't know where that teleporter is over here. So, you're going to come to this bed of water in these trees here. From there, you'll see a little glowing point, which is the teleporter. As you can see, it was marked on our map, because we showed that one death route to what's his name, the guy that we met back at this village, and now it will transport us to a new location that we've not been to as of yet, which is the Grail's Dragon Barrel. From the Grail's Dragon Barrel, I would go into the Beast Sanctum. The main reason I go into the Beast Sanctum is mostly because of the factor that there is a Lost Grace here. You'll want this Lost Grace to be pointed here just in case something goes wrong. You never know if something will go wrong. From there, we're going to grab this golden seed from the tree and make our way over to this bridge. This bridge is the second checkpoint that we'll be gathering up as far as Lost Graces go. Now, you'll see that dragon there. Don't mess with that dragon. It is a very, very, very tough dragon. You, at this point, will not be ready to face it. You'll not be strong enough at all to probably fight it. So, we're just going to pretty much ignore the dragon and head our way up here. From here, we're going to make our way down to this little area, which is a downhill slope. There is going to be a lot of poison here, but we're going to basically cross the bridge that's right over here to get to a tower. Now, don't worry, like I said, I get poisoned here, but the poison is not strong enough to kill you, and by the time you cross this bridge that I'm crossing right now, you'll get to a checkpoint, which is this tower right here. From Lenny's Rise, this is Lenny's Rise, so from Lenny's Rise, we're going to take this grace point here, and we're going to go ahead and reset or rest, because, again, if you're poisoned like I am, you'll probably want to reset and rest, and, yeah, from here, we start the unlimited XP farm, or the farming technique here, which is, basically, we're going to go down this mountain. Eventually, a boulder will spawn in front of us. We jump over it or past it once it spawns on the side, make it roll off the edge, and from there we continue or repeat the process until you get as much XP as you feel like you want to get. This is the unlimited XP farm, and as you'll see, you'll get about 1,000 or so XP. Alright, so let's recap our pathing here. So we started in the first steps, which is way over here. You'll see the first steps here. We made our way to the Church of Ella, or Church of Ella's. From there, we made our way over to this stop here where the camp is, or that little grace point. So from that camp to this grace point here. And then we made our way down to that grace point over there by the ruins. From there, we made our way up to... From there, we made our way up to, from the Waypoint Ruins, we made our way up to, over to, the other Grace Point, which is Stormgate there. From there, we make our way over to the Shack, and then to the, first gate by Stormworld Castle, which is right there. From there, we will make our way from Stormworld Castle to the, Shack there. And from the shack there, we make our way over to the Star Bridge. From Star Bridge, we make our way over to the village, or the Salmon Village Outcast. We make our way to the village and fight the boss there. From that point, we head over to the third Church of Mara, and then we, of course, head over to that little checkpoint that you see over there that we got, which leads us to the Beast Soul Sanctum. From the Beast Soul Sanctum, we make our way over to the bridge. And then from the bridge, we make our way over to here on Luna's Rise, or Lena's Rise. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. From this point on, we pretty much just repeat the process that I showed you for, leveling up. So, thank you, everyone, for joining me. I hope that this has helped you. You'll probably gain about 300,000 or so XP in an hour if you do this right. But, yeah, just keep doing this. Thank you for watching. I probably left all the stuff in the background somewhere. But, yeah, with that being said, until the next one, everybody, wherever you live in the world, this is good morning, good night, good evening. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching this video. And until the next one, everybody, this is FAIRI signing out and saying farewell, everyone.